Open this door. I heard my mom yell fiercely, as if she was the devil. Listen to your mother. I shriek in fear, but don't ordeal into her words. It was too late to turn back. I took Kyrka, who was sleeping profusely in my bed despite all the noise. I slightly but quickly packed as much stuff as I could. Her constant pounding against the door made me panic, second by second. As soon as I finished packing, I slung the bag over my shoulders and carried Kyrka on my arms. Hayoko, you dare disobey your mother after all I've done for you? She started scratching and punching the door. I ran to my window and climbed out, sliding open my roof and falling on the dirt ground over my legs. The pain made me whimper, but the admiration helped me cope with it. Kayaka rubbed his eyes and woke up. Hayo? Go back to sleep, Kayaka, I said. Kayaka hummed, dozing off again. I wasted no time running out of the way of this madhouse, which luckily wasn't far away. I felt light despite carrying a huge bag and my adoptive kid. The cold wind embraced me as if I was congratulating me for finally having enough courage to get out. When I reached the entrance, I saw the city lights, motivating me to run faster. But before I could leave my once home, I heard Mother yelling desperately, like she was crying. Yin! She began to cry, falling to the ground. She was at least 10 meters away from me. You step outside this house, and you will no longer be Hayako. You hear me? I looked at her. She did the same. My mother was probably thinking about her righteous daughter, which would choose to stay with her, after all. But that daughter is long gone. I ran outside the world, hearing Mother's pained wails behind me. Many people recognized me and tried to stop me, but I dodged them. Where are we going? Kayaka asked. I looked at him, panting. Somewhere away from here. I finally reached the train station. The man selling tickets looked at me surprised. Oh my God, Hana Dono? He exclaimed. The name is long dead for me, I said firmly, trying to catch my breath. Give me 2 train tickets to, I'm going to butcher this, Nagoya, please. There's no trains going to Nagoya at this moment. Sorry, he apologized. Answer me. Have you seen this hair-colored girl around? I heard someone ask from afar. Which destination do you have? I asked just desperately. We have Okitama. Okitama then. I slipped him some money and he immediately gave me 2 tickets. I grabbed them rapidly, bowed, and ran to the stated train number. Thank you very much. Take care, he said. Please don't tell anyone where I went. I pleaded, waving at him from inside the train. He nodded, unsurely. I gently placed the sleeping Kayaku on a seat in front of me. I sighed tiredly and looking out the window. Yes, many things have happened to me, not only today, but since as long as I can remember. My birth was announced to my mother by the god of fertility. I was the leader of a wisdom cult. My siblings rejected me because of Mother's favoritism over me. I made a letter friend, which I will make sure to write to later. I raised my sister's small, neglected child as my own. And now, I run away from my sick mother and her lies. A train taking me to who knows where. I was reading some medical and history books, as well as some maps I got from my old home, trying to learn as much as possible from the outside world. The train shook and rattled as it moved to Tokyo. An hour later, Kayaka, the small adoptive son, woke up and was eating some sweets. Where are we going, Hayo? He asked. Though I took care of him, I asked him to call me Hado. Seeing a 13-year-old being called mom by a 6-year-old isn't to approval by society, in my opinion. Okitama, I replied, not taking my eyes off the book. Kayaka got up from his seat and nervously sat beside me. I glanced at him and raised my hand. He shrugged a bit, expecting to get hit, I guess, but he stood still. When he felt I rubbed his hair, I smiled. Want to play for a while? Chicken? I hummed. No, he shook his head, smiling. Cow. I snapped my finger. Nope, Kayaka said, containing his laughter. A tree? I cheered. That's not even an animal. He laughed. Then what? I whined. A cow. He exclaimed, his arms in victory. I won. You won again? I faked stressed. We were playing games to kill some time. I glanced at my pocket watch. 10 minutes before we arrived to Okitama. I stumped in my seat, sighing heavy. Will he be mad at me for not sending him any more letters? He has been an idiot, and he was a real idiot that time, but I can't be mad at him. I miss him. Hayo? Kayaku asked worriedly, clinging onto my arm. You okay? I smiled tiredly at him, patting his head. Yeah, I'm just a little tired. Everyone stopping at Okitama, please have your tickets ready. I have your belongings at hand, a man in a red uniform said. I repeat, everyone stopping at Okitama, have your tickets and your belongings at hand. This is our stop, Kayaka, I said, standing up. My black-haired kid nodded and stood from his seat, reaching to our luggage. Of course, with the small size of his, he couldn't reach our bags. It seriously made me adore him. He's such a sweetheart. The train rattled more for a couple of minutes until it completely stopped. The chatter of people and the whirring sounds of metal against metal was enough for me to know that we were finally arrived at Okitama. Tickets, please, the same man in the red uniform said to me, holding his hands out. Kayaka and I handed our tickets. He reached them and walked away. We got out of the train, Kayako carrying 2 child suitcases, and I was carrying my bag. Okitama, I sighed, walking away from the train station and holding Carrie's hand. I saw a map that says that there's a hotel nearby. We can leave our luggage there and we can go have something to eat. Sounds good? Kayaka nodded, smiling. Room for 2, 1 night. Please, I said, placing the money on the counter. The receptionist looked up from her book. Names, please. Yin had... I stopped myself, then cleared my throat. Yin and Kayako Kokudo. She nodded, handing me a key and taking our money. I thanked her, bowed, and left. Our room was small, but homey enough. There were 2 futons in the middle of the room and a small coffee table on the left side of the door. Kayaku giggled, putting his suitcases away, and threw himself over the futon on the left. So comfy, he squealed, kicking his legs a bit and rolling over on the floor. I smiled at his childish attitude. Of course he's a child. He's got an act like one. Maybe I should too. I giggled too. I threw myself over my futon, then rolled over to Kayaka's side to tickle him. After our tickle and pillow fights, we both looked at the ceiling, catching our breaths. So? I lightly panted, looking at Kayaka. What do you want for dinner? Kayaka hummed and gasped while standing up. Egg rolls, egg rolls. I want egg rolls. Egg rolls it is, then. I got up, throwing Kayaka a coat. It's cold outside. Put this on. Think they'll sell egg rolls here? I told myself, looking in the dine-in place. Let's go. Kayaka cheered, grabbing my hand and dragging me inside. Cream-colored walls and brown wooded counters diving the dining area from the kitchen. Pretty much like a restaurant. What would you like? The waitress on the other side of the counter asked. 1 oidan and an order of egg rolls, please, I said. The waitress nodded and told the chefs about our orders. I fished a book out of my coat and kept reading. Kayaka was swaying his legs back and forth, looking around. 1 udon and egg rolls, the waitress said. Thank you. I nodded and then nudged Kayaka. What do we say, Kayaka? You're welcome, He smiled at the waitress. No, you're supposed to say thank you. I giggled at him. So did the waitress. He squealed, beginning to eat. Oi, say thank you. I tried scolding Kayaka, but he only giggled at me and kept eating. Kayaka slightly stopped eating and looked at me with teary eyes. What's wrong? I panicked. I don't like egg rolls. Kayaka began to sob. I thought I would like them. Don't cry, don't cry. I swapped our foods. Have my soba. Kayaka ate my soba, whimpering a bit. I can't believe I don't like egg rolls. Kayaka sulked, walking rapidly at my side with his hands extended at his sides. Don't worry about it, I smiled. But I really wanted to like them, Kayaka whined, walking normally. We can try more foods tomorrow. I said, we will be traveling everywhere. Where are we going tomorrow? He asked. Tomorrow, we will roam a little around this place. Then at night, we will go on a train too. I said, then tapped my chin, thinking. A few seconds later, I snapped my fingers. What about Niagara? Kayaka nodded, then gasped, pointing at the front. Look, the hotel. Yeah, let's hurry. It's starting to freeze. I rubbed my arms, hissing a bit. Hello, everyone. So this is Runaway. I do have to ask your opinion on it because if you guys do not like it, we will go back to my previous scheduled, Scared. So if you don't like this, we'll go back to Scared. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Also, I do not pronounce any of the words, the names, and the places, but if it sounds like I'm saying a really bad word, I'm so sorry. That's how it's pronounced, and I don't mean to say, because I'm not allowed to. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Bye, lovelies.